There's management changes at the enlarged electric guitar group. To talk to us about the significance of the personnel being put in place, I'm delighted to be joined by the Chief Executive, John Regan. So, John, why should the market care about the appointment of Jeremy Saul at your subsidiary 3 Radical?
Sarah, I think the reason the market should care is because this is, absolute demonstration of what we said in the process of acquiring Three Radical. That business, the reason we really liked it, it's a global business with presence in APAC, presence in the US, presence in the UK, and some great clients. And the reason they've been able to achieve that is because they've developed some fantastic software. They're a team of really good developers, but they haven't focused really aggressively on sales and marketing. And that was always the opportunity that we saw for that business, is you take that global platform and then you become a lot more aggressive with the sales and marketing. The timing is great because right now, I've said to you before, and I've said on other interviews, this is the land grab year for companies that create first party data. There's significant changes in the advertising industry, which means that first party data is now really important. 60% of chief marketing officers are telling us that first party data is their main priority this year. I think the other 40% just haven't caught up yet. I've said that before too. Sorry if I'm a broken record. But the truth is, it's a land grab year right now. So bringing in that aggressive sales and marketing is really important. And Jeremy Saul coming in as MD, that's his background. He really understands this market really well, but he understands it from a very commercial perspective. So this is part of the cultural shift that we're introducing to Three Radical. And we're introducing it very gently because we're aware that there are people who work there. So we're introducing this very gently. It's part of the cultural shift where the business is now becoming increasingly focused on building that sales pipeline, really capitalizing on two things: the great software that they've built, but also on the market shift, which has really gone in their direction this year and will continue to go there. Jeremy's background, he's worked in this industry for a very long time. He had a really relevant experience actually at a public company called Data Locator Group, who were a leading data provider in the early 2000s up until about now, actually, where he was head of mobile, head of digital audiences. And he was working with clients like Salesforce and Jaguar and Visa. So these are the big branded clients where Jeremy's had loads of experience and loads of connections, also importantly, working with exactly the same product that Three Radical are now about to deploy. But it's better than that, actually, because Jeremy, I've known him for 25 years. And actually, when we were doing the acquisition of Three Radical, I brought Jeremy in as a consultant to do a lot of the commercial due diligence. So looking at that business, looking at its marketplace, understanding their clients. And that's really important because he's got a fantastically in-depth understanding of that, because he had to develop that for the due diligence. But also, of course, he knows the team. So he's not a newcomer coming in now. He's a known person, and they're very pleased to hear that Jerry's coming, because they got on with him really well. I think he spent quite a lot of time with them over the 6 months that we were doing our due diligence. So Jeremy coming in is, the perfect fit, really. We couldn't find anyone better because he knows the business already. He knows their market. He knows the people, and also he's got the skills that the business needs.
Okay, so Jeremy's not a stranger to the team, which is very important. So there isn't culture shock from both sides. I'm just wondering, are there any other appointments on the horizon, or does Jeremy's hire make the business complete?
From the point of view of Three Radical and what we need to achieve there, then Jeremy is a big step forward. There will be other hires coming on because we're building a sales team. So it wouldn't surprise anyone if we're bringing in a sales team as well. But to be honest, Sarah, I don't expect to be back here talking to you about appointing the next sales exec or anything like that. Jeremy's a senior hire, and so newsworthy. There are other hires coming in as we build that sales and marketing team. Also, for the expanded electric guitar group, don't forget we are on a mission to build a global technology business that specializes in that first party data I talked about. And yes, we are expecting other hires to be announced in the near future. There are people that we're talking to right now who are part of that strategy and very important. So yes, there are other things happening. And of course, not just hires, but also as we acquire businesses. I talked to you before, we've got that great pipeline of businesses that we want to acquire, and now we can talk to them a bit more openly and a bit more aggressively, because we've got that first acquisition under our belt and we're on aim. So we're able to talk to those in a much more open way now. So those conversations are progressing too. And of course, those businesses have got some great people in them as well. And that's part of the attractiveness of the businesses we're talking to.
It all sounds quite frantic, John, because you only did the reverse takeover of Three Radical just about a month ago. So I'm wondering, do you have the funds and the financing, or is that why you're on AIM? And are you just going to wait until Three Radical sort of beds in before you make your next purchase?
Well, the answer to that question is yes to every single thing you said there, really, quite frankly. Um, we are obviously very conscious that we need to bed Three Radical in and take them on a journey and make sure that they're feeling looked after and stable, and that everyone in that business understands their future. And bringing Jeremy in is part of the reason for doing that, because he's going to be the consistent leader in that business, reporting to the electric guitar board. Having said that, I've already spent a lot of time with the team. I was up there last Monday. I'm up there fairly regularly now, up in Bristol, talking to them. I think when I spoke to you before, I think I was either in Singapore or just about to go to Singapore. So many times we've spoken, I've lost track. But that was to meet the team in Singapore, but also to meet some of their key clients out there. Those conversations went really, really well. In fact, I'm going back there next week to continue with those conversations, and possibly even over to Australia to meet some people over there as well. So there has been an awful lot which has gone on in the month since we acquired Three Radical. We've put some new sales and marketing initiatives in place already. We've brought Jeremy into the team now and introduced him. We've changed a few things around in the way that the business works. So there's an awful lot that's already going on there, and we continue to move at that pace. But yes, there are other acquisitions in the pipeline. We're really keen to do at least one, maybe two, maybe even three this year. We want to do that really, really aggressively and quickly, because if you look at the market and valuations of these businesses, the time to make those acquisitions is now, because there's lots of upside for both the people we acquire if they're taking part in the electric guitar shares, and those are businesses are really sensibly priced for us now. So the time to make those acquisitions is now. The market for those businesses, that first party data market, is just exploding right now as well. So yeah, we're really trying to move very, very quickly.
So how is AIM treating you? I'm getting a sense, well, like since mid-April, that there's renewed confidence in terms of corporate psychology and the psychology of the retail investors who are the lifeblood of that stock exchange.
Yes, it seems to be treating us really well. I mean, our share price is fairly stable. We've got a lot of interest in the business, people asking a lot of questions about what we're going to do next. There's some positive comments in the chat room. So yes, we're really pleased to be on AIM. We're in the right place. I mean, we are this fast growth business. We're going to be fundraising to make acquisitions in the future. So yes, we're very happy that we're there.
Excellent. John Regan, Chief Executive of Electric Guitar Group. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.